Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we are back on the pay to win account and we are going to wish farewell to the Arcane Labyrinth. With patch 1.52 that is coming pretty soon, the Arcane Labyrinth is going to be changing as we know it. So we're going to do another run through here just like we normally do, but really looking at the relics. Remember, they're saying or speculating in the new Arcane Labyrinth we are not going to be able to get relics when you're running through the more challenging difficulty of the labyrinth, which I'm assuming pretty much anyone who is far enough to unlock it will have. But if you're not into chapter 27 at this point, this is the Arcane Labyrinth that you will see in the Arcane Labyrinth that you will know. I've been getting a lot of questions in which relics to choose when you actually go through the Arcane Labyrinth. So we're going to run with our standard team here and really look at the relics that we're getting out of this Arcane Labyrinth. This is a really, it's a continuous battle when you're going through the labyrinth itself, meaning that whatever energy you have at the end of the battle is what you carry over to the next one. As you can see, if you're running Thane, this could be a pretty good relic to choose. This is always good if you have more than 3 Graveborn heroes because it will increase the attack rating. Dodge is not very important at all. One of the last ones that you want to dodge plus 20. Remember, at this point, heroes have hundreds of dodge, so plus 20 dodge doesn't make a big difference, but since we are not running Thane, we do not have Graveborns in our team, we're going to go ahead and pick up the dodge, even though literally it won't do anything for us. We might get lucky and dodge maybe one hit, but the chances are probably not. Here, of course, you are looking for the Labyrinth tokens. That's the biggest thing out of here. You do get quite a bit of gold as well. This is kind of interesting relics here because entrances the enemy heroes for 2 seconds at the beginning of battle, causing them to attack their own team. This is not very important if you're running an Eron team comp because essentially the 2 frontline heroes you are pulling in. Damage reduction, always very powerful because it is straight reduction. And then the Goblet is good as well because restores an additional 25 health, which is good when you do get the well. But the big thing is this one actually allows you to get energy when you use the fountain. So when you do use the Fountain of Vitality, it will now give you energy if you pick out the Goblet. This one we're going to go with the Praetorians Helmet. So continuing through here, again, as you can see in this team comp specifically, we pull in the front 2 heroes and the middle back hero to make a perfect little synergy. Branch of Yggdrasil is very, very good. Hunter's Grasp, deal more damage to the enemy the more hit points they have. Damage is increased up to 25%, which means for a burst team, you're going to be doing a lot more damage at the very beginning. This will trail off as you make it further into the match. Has the chance to reduce enemy attack rating each time your heroes inflict damage upon them. The Fire and Icebringer, best artifacts in here, along with the Moonstone and the Sunstone. So if you do see them, go ahead and pick them up. Another thing a lot of people ask questions about are Shards of Force. Should they get Shards of Force? If general rule of thumb with Shards of Force, if you don't pick them up on the first labyrinth floor, I do not pick them up because essentially you need 2, 3, 4 more plus the multiplier if you can get that. In here, we do have a couple wilders, but again, dodge is not a priority in here. You cannot dodge magic attack, so even having higher dodge is not going to make a big difference. Attack rating, definitely good. This will raise it up to 12% as you go through battles. So the Rage Spike is a very, very good artifact, but so is Neferatu's Fang. Life Leech plus 10%. This gives them 10 life leech, meaning that every time that they're doing damage, which I'll show you right here in a moment, every time you're doing damage, even if these heroes don't have life leech, you'll see when they attack, even with Rowan, there's 9,592. See the little healing there. It does give them the life leech ability as they're doing damage continuously throughout the battle. They do get the life leech ability. This was a question that a lot of people had. Is the life leech that you get out of the relics in here. So this one we have already talked about. Arcane Spellbook, if you're running intelligent heroes, definitely worth picking up. This one we are only running Tassie and we're running Rowan. Since they are support, we're not going to go with this. Increases all teammates' defense by 10% for the Coral Vow. for every light bearer on the battlefield. That means if I'm running a full Graveborn team and I go against a full team of light bearers, I am still going to get that additional boost because it's every light bearer on the battlefield, not light bearers in your formation. So we'll go ahead and pick that up to boost our attack. So even this formation, we do have Hendrik, so 1 light bearer, 2 light bearers. I also do run Rowan in here. So we have 3 light bearers in this formation, which gives us a big defense increase on these battles. And it makes a difference because once you start getting to hard mode, makes a big difference. The Elegant Focus, even though this looks really good, if you're running through Durus tiers, you have to really change up your comp. Most players will not be using any Durus tiers. I believe I have 300 plus on my main account. The Diligent Vow restores the weakest teammates' hit points by 30% after 15 seconds. A majority of battles in here do not last 15 seconds, especially when you're in the beginning, and the hit point regeneration overall is not too good. However, the Idol of Hastening increase the haste of all allies by 20 points when there are no enemies within the allied half of the battlefield. Idol of Hastening, very strong relic, especially if you have Maulers that push people back, Hendrik Estrilda that push people back. If you keep the enemies in the enemy side of the battlefield, your entire line will get haste. In addition, when you first come out, which again, I will show you in the next battle, when you first come out, you do see the haste boost as well. As soon as you come out, it gives them haste on the back. It does go away, but haste was still on there. I know some of it is from Leica, but even without running Leica, you will see a haste boost the moment that they come out, because remember, all the enemies are on the enemy side when you first enter. So looking here, again, the Devoted Whisper, if you're running Graveborn, the Life Leech for Maulers, even when I run my Mauler team, I do not choose this relic. Even with 5 full Maulers to get 5 points of Life Leech, so getting 25 extra, doesn't really make a big difference. If you're running 1 support hero, mainly Nemitsu, he will keep everyone alive, no problem. The Goblin of Resurgence we talked about, but now we get 50% health and energy, which is very powerful in the Arcane Labyrinth. As you can see, Iran does very well in here. Only thing that we cannot do is get through Brutus's shield, and the Roar does mitigate dodge as well. It actually, the attacks cannot be dodged when you get the Roar on you. This one, we already talked about Thanes. Belinda, if you're running Belinda, this is a relic you want. She will put the blessing on all teammates instead of just 2 teammates. So specifically, if you're running Belinda, pick up this relic. Since we don't have Belinda, we're not running Thane. Lightbearer's defense by 30%, energy recovery rate plus 20 when injured, very strong. This one, remember, is going to give us 50% health plus the bonus plus the extra energy from the relic that we have. So looking here, my team comes in with almost full energy, most of them full energy across the board, making it very easy to get through here. Also with some of the relics, similar to the Goblet that we just seen, the Goblet of Resurgence, you want to make sure those are artifacts or those are relics that you are not choosing when it comes to the Peaks of Time voyages. There's a lot of places that the relic will not do anything. In a majority of the Peaks of Time, you do not have your little fountains that you can pick up and things of that nature. So there is absolutely no reason to pick those up. Here, if you're running the Strength Wares, definitely a strong item to get if you're having issues with survivability. Praetorian Helmet, again, a great artifact, but Rage Spike gives you up to 40% attack rating, which is absolutely phenomenal. Remember, the faster that you can push through here and the more damage you're doing, you'll have the ability to actually take down heroes a lot faster because of that huge spike, which here we want to try to not lose Leica. I know it's going to be very quick because, well, she'll actually pick up a potion here. Thorin is the one that you really have to look out in a lot of ways because of his taint ability. Destroys heroes very fast because remember, you're putting out a lot of damage. We're got a lot of boosted damage. Even there, took down Taline very easy. because of his ability. Verk, if you're running Verk, this is a priority. If you're running defense-based or strength-based heroes, which we are not at all. Other than that, Shadowfall crit rating plus 15%. Again, a big boost in damage. So not only do we have the rage spike, but we have more crit. Now we just need the relic for more crit damage, and we'll have kind of the trifecta between all three of them for the amount of damage that you're doing. Also remember, the relics do have a diminishing return, meaning that if you stack all 3 or 4 of the exact same relics, it does not have added, it has added bonuses, but not as much as you would think. So here, Diligent Vow, again, if you're running Belinda, pick that one up. Dispelling Arrow is one of the underrated relics that a lot of people see. Friendly backline heroes' normal attacks are able to remove the majority of buffs the enemies may use. That gets rid of Brutus's shields. That gets rid of pretty much any buffs that the heroes have just with normal attacks from the back line. So Dispelling Arrow, anytime that I see this, I pick the Dispelling Arrow up because it is very, very powerful. Again, we have a fountain here. In the Labyrinth, you want to run the path of the most battles. So that is what you want to do. So here, if I went the left route, I'd have essentially a fountain, and then I'd have either an abandoned wagon or I'd have the roamer. But we're going to go this way. We'll grab up Arthur. That way, instead of having a second tile that doesn't have a battle, I would essentially lose 600, 700. I mean, that's almost 7, 8, probably almost close to 900 tokens just by choosing to pick the roamer or one of the other choices instead of going the path of the most enemies. Not only do you fight the most enemies, you get the most relics. So Book of War, very, very strong relic, reduces the damage friendly backline heroes receive by 30% when they're frontline heroes alive. Strong relic, but of course, we've already seen Insolence, but Sunstone, like I said before, Sunstone, Moonstone, Ice and Fire, primary relics you want to pick up there. Allies with more than 50% health continuously regenerate energy. Again, 2 very, very powerful relics that you want to pick up every time you see them. Because now essentially the energy regen when most of these heroes are staying at full life is significantly higher. Dodge, again, do not go for dodge, not a big priority. Hellspawn's Head is decent if you're in the enemy half of the battlefield consistently, such as the Maulers, Hendrik, Estrilda, like we talked about before. But overall, the Shield of Fortitude, just a straight 12% boost to defense rating. Artifact to go with, or the relic to go with on that one. This battle, again, we just pull everybody in with Iran. That is why I love this team comp, running double support in the front with Tassie in the back. Again, Shards of Force, you do have to acquire a significant amount of them, at least 3 to really make them effective. So since we are on floor 2, we are not going to choose any Shards of Force. Supporters War Flag, attack rating +5, crit rating +10% for backline heroes. So like Iran and Tassie will get a bonus to attack rating as well as crit rating, and increases the energy recovery rate of an allied hero by 25% for every enemy that they kill. The Elixir of Energies are good, but what we find is once you kill a hero, for you to get the boost for the energy regen is not very effective because you kill the enemy team before you actually benefit a lot from the boost. It is kind of, the artifact on paper looks good, but actually using it isn't that strong because these battles, as you can see, are very, very short. So we're going to go with the Supporter War Flag. That would be my clear choice, because even if you look, so if we're boosting the energy regen of a killed hero, so essentially even here, so this battle lasted 10 seconds minus the 2 to run out, about 8 seconds. So we didn't get enough for the heal. We didn't get enough really for energy regeneration, maybe 1 tick, but that is it. The Silver Arrow factional damage advantage is always good. That's a big increase, but not a priority because if you have no factional advantage, you get 0. You get absolutely nothing from the Silver Arrow. The Cardinal Grip is good, again, if you're not running support heroes. The Cardinal Grip is very, very strong because this is going to be your heal factor depending on the team you're running. Hero's Hope, however, is the good choice here. Attack and defense rating by 12% only on hard mode Labyrinth, meaning that if you are not running the hard mode Labyrinth, do not choose the Hero's Hope. There is no reason for it because you are not running hard mode Labyrinth. And again, it will go back to 0. The artifact itself will be completely worthless if you're not running the hard mode Labyrinth. So here again, about 7 seconds to get through the battle there. Getting a lot of tokens because remember, we do get the 100% bonus right now, plus the Field of Stars, plus the subscriber card. So they do rack up. Arcane Book, again, if you're running Intelligence Heroes, definitely a good choice because this deals 10% damage. Different than attack rating, different than crit rating, different than critical strike damage. This is just straight up more damage, making it one of a very, very powerful relics if you have a caster. Shards of Force, again, we're not on the first floor, so not going to pick those. Relic Chest is good. Raises health and defense of all allied heroes by 1.5% for every elite or legendary relic, up to 15%. So 1.5, meaning we need 10 relics. We already have our 10 relics, so we are going to get the full effect of that relic that we just picked up, which is very, very strong. So going into this battle, we have stacked some really good relic choices here, and still a lot that we have not seen. There's a lot of relics in here, but again, about 8 seconds into battle, we get 800, over 1,000 tokens there, which is good. Again, if you're not running support, the branch is very strong. The Unmounted Heart, not a good choice. Causes massive damage and stun all enemies within the first 25 seconds of battle. We have run 2 entire floors. We have not lasted 25 seconds in battle. The Silent Hope, however, allows a hero to recover 700 energy over 5 seconds. First time they cast an ultimate ability, which is a priority. The Silent Hope is probably the strongest relic that you have in here because of the energy regeneration. So you'll actually see heroes in here that will ult. After 5 seconds, they'll actually have enough energy already again to ult a second time. Here, if you need a hero regen or a hero revived or a healing, because remember, we're getting extra energy with this as well. The Dark Wagon, do not choose it. Never go for the hero. They will absolutely destroy you. Remember, the path of the most lab tokens is exactly what we're looking for. So we get an early sleep there from Tassie, a second sleep, because remember, 5 seconds, she gets 700 energy points back. Shield of Fortitude, definitely good. This is very, very strong. Again, increasing the defense rating. We got the blue copy. Now this is the elite copy. Heaven's Grace increases the wearer's health regen by 80%. Very, very strong. Again, if you're not running much support, this relic will help a lot. This keeps my Graveborn team alive because I don't have Silas yet. So running 5 Graveborns, Heaven's Grace will keep them alive. Since we do have support, Shield of Fortitude again. Now this one, a lot of players go for the Roamer just for the fact of Pocoins and red chests. So here, I don't like spending the diamonds on here. I would rather do summons with them. So we're going to actually just go with the Fountain of Vitality and continuing the progression with Arcane Battles. Again, here, all of the heroes stay just about full energy, even though we have Hendrik blocking some in the back. But very, very easy. Even Iran already at full energy. Taline very close. And there, if you're running Graveborns, this is the strongest relic for Graveborns. Reduces the cooldown period and restores 20 energy per second. Meaning it is very, very strong for the Graveborns. The Pearl Oath deals more damage the lower your hit point falls, up to 35%. So this is the opposite of the relic, the Hunter's Grasp. This is the actual opposite. Since most of our heroes running support stay at 100% health, this again will be a relic that doesn't do anything with you. However, we see the Moonstone, again, best relic there. Already possessing the Sunstone doubles the health recovery rate of the Moonstone. So now we have both of them meaning that right here, already possessing the Moonstone doubles the energy recovery rate of the Sunstone. So having them both together, energy goes double, health goes double. So look at the energy meters here. Even though we lost Tassie pretty quick, which is because of Athalia, we'll get a dodge here, or we'll swap Taylene up there. But the energy levels stay, again, full a majority of the Labyrinth. I know a lot of players have difficulty with the hard mode. It is really about choosing the best relics going through here. This is a tough choice. Since we are running Wilders, crit rating, haste, very, very strong. Agility-based heroes plus 10%. We have Leica, we have Taylene, we have Iran, very, very strong there. Heartseeker is good as well, but overall, haste, if you're running Wilders, haste, remember, haste equates to energy regeneration, which is very, very powerful, as well as the crit. So we got a couple more stages here, and this will be it for the Labyrinth. Leica died to Athalia again. Let's swap Taylene up there, just in case she dies. Athalia is the hero, just like Thorin. Very, very difficult to deal with because she does so much damage in such a short time. As you can see there with Leica, completely one-shotting. So again, the unmounted heart, not really worth taking. The branch, not really worth taking. Another relic, Thunderburst, which is one of the best ones that you can get in here. Strikes enemies periodically, causing enemies to be damaged, which the damage is very, very minimal, but the stun, it does add a stun effect on there with Thunderburst, which we'll see here in a second. This team comp, we could run with this specifically. I do swap out Tassie to put in my boss killer. If you have Isolde, if you have Saurus, put them in this battle. They will absolutely destroy, as well as the Thunderburst. You'll see the lightning come down. Boom, there's a big bolt. Another one. The relic goes off, or excuse me, yep, the relic goes off rather frequently, but you can see there, burned it through really quick. Usually get gladiator tokens, but with the bonus right there is 20,000 gladiator tokens. That is a ton, very, very quick to pull out of there. Even if you look here where our power is in comparison to the enemy team, they cannot even compete with where we're at. If they get lucky with a burst hit like Athalia, very, very tough to deal with this team, especially with the Iran Leica combo. So here, Unmounted Heart again, not really worth getting. All heroes energy recovery rate plus 40% when injured. Not really worth getting either, just for the fact that most of the heroes on this team, on this run, stay consistent with full health. Call to Arms is always a priority when you're going through here. Beginning of battle, you get an extra 120 energy points. Fountain of Vitality is going to go ahead and give us more energy as well, meaning that coming in here, we should have almost everybody at full energy, making the run very, very smooth. Look at that, a slumber right to another slumber. So majority of the time, the enemy doesn't even do any damage, as you can see here. Did a little bit there from Cecilia, but pretty much locked down a majority of the battle because of the relics. So even looking here, we get 1,224. So look at that, 1,274. So let's just take a look at the relics we got. Rage Spike, Priority, Silent Hope, Thunderburst, very, very strong combination. Dispelling Arrow, always pick up, very strong. Relic Chest, Shield of Fortitude, two very strong ones. Firebringer, Icebringer, Priority with Moonstone and Sunstone. Always look at the relics before you're taking them. This will also help you out, again, looking at the Voyage of Wonders, looking at the Peaks of Time adventures. A lot of people have been having problems lately with the relics. If you don't get the choice relic drops out of there, it might even be worth restarting it to run through one more time. That way you can defeat the end bosses with the new Voyage of Wonder that's up. Shadowfall, really strong. If you're running Wilders, the Wilders Wisp is very strong. And then, of course, anything that minimizes damage will be strong as well. So guys, this might be one of the last times, maybe even tomorrow, that we're going to be running the hard mode Labyrinth. Not sure if we're going to be able to run the regular labyrinth and the challenge labyrinth or the hard labyrinth. Again, speculation is saying no, we will not be able to run that. So wanted to run through it one more time, running through it on a couple of accounts, because essentially once it's gone, or once the challenge labyrinth comes out, I believe the normal labyrinth is going to fall to the wayside. Once you hit chapter 27, it is going to be the new labyrinth that should be opening on Monday. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Going through the Voyage of Wonder and the Peaks of Time, make sure you're getting the relics that you need. Read the relics, really see what they do. And as always, thank you guys for watching.